Hi there, I'm Oghogho Ovonlen, but you can call me OG because everybody calls me OG. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about how to maximize the rest of the year. So as I said, I'm OG, I'm a medical doctor, and I'm also a certified English language coach. I have been coaching people to improve their English and also doing exam prep for the last 4 years. And this is what has motivated me to start this channel. I have a passion for helping people. I love to help people get better, to achieve their goals, to do better in any way I can. It makes me happy to see other people happy and to know that I was the reason for their happiness. It really makes me happy. And I believe this is why I decided to become a doctor. This is what fueled my flair for medicine and taking care of people. So I love listening to my patients and helping them, examining them, and coming up with solutions to their problems, both short-term and long-term solutions. This has really given me joy. However, as rewarding as this career path is, being a doctor takes up a lot of time, takes up so much of your time. So I decided to take a step back from it and think of other ways that I could help people without sacrificing too much of myself. If I'm burnt out, then I can't help, and that's just pointless. So for the last 4 years, I have been teaching English online. It started off in 2020 during the pandemic as something to do in between my time, but then I found a way to connect teaching English with my purpose, which is helping people. So I began to meet professionals who were non-native English speakers. They're from countries that do not originally speak English, and now they needed to speak English for their jobs. Meeting them made me find purpose in teaching English. And I'll tell you a story about one of my students. He was an executive at a multinational company. He was from Latin America. And when he came to me, he was very anxious. He was very nervous and shaky. And he said to me, OG, I'm at the verge of losing my job. Not because I'm not good at what I do, not because I'm lazy or incompetent, but simply because my English proficiency level is not good enough. And at that moment, I pitied him. I felt very sad for him. I felt like this is unfair. Around the world, people are being denied job opportunities, schooling opportunities, scholarship opportunities, simply because they are unable to communicate clearly in English. This is just the reality. It will not change because the world is a global village and this village is getting smaller and smaller, and the language of this village is English. This means that if you do not speak English, you need to learn it, and you need to learn it to a point where you can proficiently communicate and sell your ideas. This is the only way that you would survive and thrive in this current situation. And that's why I have decided to start this channel, which is Learn and Thrive. I would love to teach you if you would give me the time of day all that I have learned from coaching my students. I have been teaching people, professionals, students, and candidates who want to write exams. I have been coaching them in English language, and I'm here to pass on all that knowledge to you. I am here to be your edge. I am here to be your advantage. In this world where people who do not speak English very well are sidelined, are treated like they are not very smart, are treated like they're unintelligible, I am here to help you, to coach you, and to guide you to bridge that gap and to bridge that inequality. So if you are a non-native English speaker and you're a professional trying to get ahead and move up your career ladder, or you're a student that's trying to write an English exam, or you want to position yourself for an international opportunity, this is the place to be. Subscribe to my channel, like my videos, turn on your notification so that for every video that I release, you will be there to get the content you need. You'll be there to learn something new that will push you further towards your goal. So having said all of that, for this particular video, what I want to talk about is maximizing the rest of the year. I'm going to be giving you 3 quotes that will help you maximize the rest of the year. Right now, we're in the middle of the year, but you may be watching this video maybe at the start of the year or maybe towards the end of the year. At whatever time you watch this video, it will still be very relevant to you. Take note of these 3 quotes and everything that I will say under them and the steps that I will leave at the end of the video. At the end of every video, I'll be giving you practical steps or a practical activity that will push you a step closer to where you want to be or give you some clarity on the next steps that you need to take. For this particular one, the activity will be at the end. So let's start off with the 3 quotes. This is the very first one. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. So this is very self-explanatory. You may have had a rough beginning, you may have had a poor beginning, a poor background, maybe you came from a poor family or poor country, or maybe you started this year on the wrong note, you had some instability in your life at the beginning of the year, and you really did not start things off well. That is fine. Right now, this is the moment that is important. Your past cannot be changed. But if you change your present, you can get a better future result. Start where you are. Start right now. Stop waiting for the stars to align. Stop waiting for that pristine moment when everything will be perfect and then I will start. No. Whatever it is you want to start, do it now. You want to apply for that position. You want to go in for that job. You want to take that course. Whatever it is that you want to do, this is the best time to start. Okay? So start where you are. Start with what you have. Stop waiting for that perfect moment. This is the next one. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes, courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. This is what predicts success. It's not the big strides, it's not the big events or those big feats that you achieve. No, it's the little things you do every day. Little drops of water make the mighty ocean. Little grains of sand make the pleasant land. It's those little actions that you take every day. They are what sum up to make that big result or effect at the end of the day. So simply saying, I'll try again tomorrow. I'll do it again tomorrow. I'll try again tomorrow. I won't give up. I will keep showing up. I will keep putting my best foot forward. Just simply doing little things every day and showing up every day can make a whole world of difference. This is true courage, and this is what produces results. This is the very last one and the most important one if you ask me. It says, where focus goes, energy flows, and where energy flows, whatever you're focusing on grows. A lot of times we look at other people's lives and we're like, oh, that's so beautiful. He or she has achieved so much. They are doing so well, and this is the key. This is the key. If you focus on something, it grows, it flourishes. But if you don't focus on it, there's no magic. Magic will never happen. Okay? So that's what we're going to be doing for the rest of the year. This is the activity. I want you to pick out 3 areas of your life that you want to see improvement in the next 6 months. Okay? It could be maybe your language, English, and then your career, and maybe your health, your fitness. Okay? So we have fitness, language, career. Those are the areas I'm picking. You may have some other areas that you want to pick. Maybe you want to pick some hobby that you have, playing the guitar or gardening or something. Okay, something that you want to see some tangible improvement in the next 6 months. Okay, pick those areas. You may want to get a pen and a paper for this. Okay, now underneath those 3 areas, write one thing you want to do every day or maybe every other day that would make a tangible impact in 6 months. Okay, so for example, let's talk about learning English, your English. What is one thing you can do every day that will make a difference in the next 6 months? I can tell you for a fact that if you read one paragraph in English every day, it will make a difference in the next 6 months. Okay, so let's say you're very busy, you're an executive, you work full time, 40 hours a week, and you don't have time to listen to podcasts and do all those other things. Or let's say you do them, but reading a paragraph every day is a very mindful activity. Listening to a podcast can be very mindless. If you read one paragraph every day, you will encounter new words in that paragraph, which you need to learn. You'll encounter new phrases, which you need to learn. And you need to look them up and translate them, check them up, know what they mean, know how they are used. This is so good. And you do this every day. You make sure I'm not going to go to bed if I have not read my one paragraph. What is a paragraph? It's just 4 lines. It's a very easy activity that would make a world of difference in your English speaking, in your vocabulary bank. So that's one activity to do every day. Now let's say for your career. What is something you can do for your career that would make a difference? Something you can do maybe every day or every other day that would make a difference. For you, this could be maybe subscribing to a YouTube channel of someone who is in your line or in your field and watching them every day, or a podcast of someone in your line and listening to them every day, gleaning from their world of experience, or buying a book that is related to your career and reading one chapter every day. If you read one chapter every day, for most books, you should be done in 2 weeks. Okay. So that could mean that you could read 2 books in a month. Okay. But if that's too much for you, you could do a half chapter every day. Okay. Now, this book does not have to be in English. It could be in your local language. So this is not an English exercise. This is an exercise for your career. Now, for your fitness or for your health, what is one thing, just one thing that you could do over the next 6 months that would make a tangible difference in your health? You could exercise for 30 minutes. You could say 30 minutes every day, I'm going to exercise. It doesn't have to be high intensity workout, that leaves you useless to yourself for the next 3 days. It could just be walking. I'm going to walk for 30 minutes every day, or jogging. I'm going to jog, or I'm going to run for 30 minutes every day, or lifting some weights, or it could be dancing. It could be Zumba dancing or some active dancing for 30 minutes every day. That is already enough to make a difference in your health over 6 months. Okay? So these are just examples of things that you could do. Of course, your own 3 areas will be different from my 3 areas and any other person's 3 areas. You could choose to write these 3 areas in the comments, but I would prefer if you write these things in a journal, in a book, and then you outline that one thing that you want to be able to do every day or every other day that will make a tangible difference over 6 months. Remember, 3 areas. You don't want too many areas because you're trying to focus. And one thing, you do not want too many things because you do not want to be overwhelmed. Okay? If you're able to do this, I promise you, you will see a tangible difference in the next 6 months.